Say you want it feature pen. You write books, film, song, and even that's how it end. The way you work, really. Them have to respect it, my friend. Nah, I beg nobody, no.
Hello everyone, Jay Mullings from Written Mirror here, aka Wicked Penman. It's October, Black History Month in the UK. Let's be specific. I have a lot to say, a lot of content I want to bring to you, but I wanted to, in the spirit of fairness, I wanted to go back to an earlier piece of content I did back in 2018. Let's see how much has changed from then. And this article you can find, I'll put a link up, you can find on the Written Mirror blog, Final Lessons from UK Black History Month 2018. Written by obviously yours truly. Some parts I may paraphrase slightly, I'm not going to read everything word for word. Greetings and salutations. Welcome back to the OG Mirrorheads, and a special shout out to all the newcomers. I know your eyes lit up when you saw the title, Final Lessons from UK Black History Month. So let's get right into it. As we all know, the end of October will be within a blink of an eye. Therefore, so too will be the end of Black History Month in the UK. What would we have learnt from this year's celebrations of black culture? I'm so glad you asked. Number 1, there is no plan for Black history in Britain. It sounds ridiculous when you say it out loud, especially given it's an annual event, but where is the specific programming in celebration of Black History Month? Not any budget documentaries either. Where are the quality plays and televised events? That question still applies now. Content creators are out here making mad dashes last minute to fill spots on their shows and columns like it was Black Friday in America as opposed to Black History Month in the UK. The fact that you don't even know who is going to be doing what way ahead of time lets you know that Black History Month is not a priority in the UK. Where were the limited edition black Skittles packets in celebration of Black history in the UK? Yeah, didn't think so. 2. A lot of the media outlets think Black History Month happens the same time worldwide. This one I can somewhat empathize with. Black History Month is not celebrated at the same time universally. America has its own in February, and yet a lot of the questions, content, and conversation, they speak about it as if it's happening everywhere at once. Worst of all is when African American history is mistaken for British black history. Fail. That still applies. 3. We're still not welcome here. Do I even need to read anything else? Do I need to wind up for that? That's definitely true. But anyway, something goes wrong in our presence and we're automatically the focus or the ones expected to make concessions. That's still true to this day. Then there is the language used to make headlines more enticing. For instance, the young ambitious black man who went door to door in the richest borough of London in order to source a blueprint for success is shown as the boy who. Anything remotely ambitious has to have a minor deviance in language or tone accredited to it. We all know you don't go around calling black men boy. Or do you need a moment to consult with your American media counterparts for the manual on what is and isn't acceptable? Got it? Good. So that still applies. 4. Loud and obnoxious is still the wave. If you really want to capture media attention in Britain as a black person, you better jump into the mud and start slinging some. That also still applies. The murkier you can get, the better. Speaking of murky, I haven't seen that much press for the Stormzy scholarship for 2 black British students to attend Cambridge while he takes care of the tuition fees and the maintenance costs. I bet if he were caught drink driving, even if it were months earlier, it would still be in the news now. That still sort of applies. I don't think the media has been fair to Stormzy over the years and, his philanthropic endeavors. I hope I said that right. Anyway, also, where are the new waves of black British successes each year? The media is almost always negative or a 1 in a million story focusing on the intricacies of the odds rather than the individual's achievement. It often strikes non-blacks as odd when we're in the media for anything other than sport, music, entertainment, or crime. Black History Month is a continuation of this theme without any purposeful attempt to switch it up. Still applies. And the jam, one of the criticisms, if there really was one, was that there isn't any famous people, athletes, or celebrity in my film. So it's still true. Obviously, you know, ever since the George Floyd situation and the BLM movement, so on and so forth, people have been willing to engage in a conversation a bit more than usual, but the actual moving parts haven't really changed. So that definitely still applies. Number 5, the system is still rotten here. Black people are still suspicious just by virtue of existing. Regular video offerings of police trying to force entry into vehicles or make arrests for being asked reasonable questions as it pertains to being stopped for no reason are still surfacing. We are still being dealt with by the harshest methods, even resulting in paralysis, because we can't be non-threatening in the absence of undisputable evidence. Black people are still not equal in the eyes of employers, businesses, courts, media outlets, police, and patriots. Invited, but not welcome. Again, I wrote this in 2018. That statement still, you could say I wrote this last week, and it would still apply now. Nothing has changed. 6, Black UK culture lacks a central leader. Perhaps it would be too much to ask for one person to be at the helm of our culture. It would probably end in our own people dismantling them by digging up old tweets, WhatsApp screenshots, or Facebook posts anyway. Still, it bothers me that there isn't someone incorruptible and incomparable leading the way for the next generation of black children to grow up in a society where they never need to question if they belong, if the opportunities will come, or if it's okay to dream the biggest of dreams. We need a full-time leader. Note briefly, this leader cannot be the benefactor of tokenism. All you would-be candidates take note. Again, that still applies, because tokenism is still a problem, of course. The oneism is still a problem, of course. The people who are often paraded in front of us as being leaders, it's still a problem when those are the same people who have benefited from tokenism, oneism, so on and so forth. I'm not going to name any names. If you're black and you've been paying attention to what's been going on, you know exactly who these people are, and you know exactly why it's, yes, we need someone, but it can't just be anyone. We know this instinctively. 7. This one is funny, but listen. Sporting and entertainment industries in the UK don't care about Black History Month. Where is the evidence of proper care and attention paid to what is essentially a vital part of British culture? Alright, where are the football clubs, for instance, honouring the Windrush generation with free tickets to games for these elders? Where are those gestures we so often see for other causes and short remembrance events? Black people don't count. That's why. Where are the new black stories on our television screens? Where are the genuine black stories being told here in the UK? Or should we just stick to YouTube and podcasts only? BFI, where are the Black History projects you have been funding with the lottery money? Where are the new black artists you are featuring? Black filmmaking is about more than Idris Elba, you know. You think you're slick, but we see you. Okay, so that one in broadly still applies. It took the George Floyd situation before people started kneeling, wearing, you know, they've chosen the slogan Black Lives Matter as in that's what they've been displaying and so on and so forth. But then, in a way, it's short-lived as well, because I remember the England cricket team wouldn't carry on the gesture. They stopped. As soon as the West Indies went, that was the end of that. For years, you know, I was looking around at, there was always these events and, you know, veterans from here, there, and everywhere, they'd get tickets to games and blah, blah, blah. There was never a single thing done for Windrush generation veterans and pensioners, and not a thing. Nothing. So in a way, that still counts now. In a way, we're still wondering, where is the money going? In the end, we're still wondering, where are the black, you know, the black projects, where are they? Yes, you have the one show here, the one show there, but it's not enough, right? And again, those people and those projects seem to be, again, the benefactors of tokenism and oneism, right? The one set of circumstance that applies specifically to this person and this person only, and that's why their stuff is being made. we're not saying these people are not worthy and not talented. We're just saying if 10 people presented the same project from the same background, and you would only pick out that one because I know this person, I know where they came from, it's not good enough. Anyway, let's move on. Number 8, politicians stall on delivering Black History tributes. No, it doesn't have to exclusively come out of the mouth of David Lammy. As a whole, where is the parliamentary acknowledgement of Black history and what it means to the legacy of this country? That's still a question that I'm looking for the answer to. I've still not really seen it. What do we get? Bloody, post boxes and other BS. You know, nothing of real note. They definitely ain't paying reparations, so you already know how that went the last time. Jamaica said reparations and ended up going home with a new prison. Number 9. Until companies figure out how to monetize Black History Month, they do not care one iota about it. Pride brings in money because it sweeps through the country in a rainbow-colored breeze, leaving behind lots of shiny new coins along the way. When they figure out how to finesse the Black culture here the way America is starting to, watch out. Black History Month will be a mighty fine celebration indeed. I think we're starting to see the seeds of that are being sown now. We're starting to see that a little bit. 10. Africa and the Caribbean aren't united. There is an exceptionally large elephant in the room, and it's time someone addresses it. Africans and people from the Caribbean still aren't natural allies. Anyone with a pair of eyes and ears knows it too. There are hardly any major successes in the mainstream media that come from the Caribbean culture, but we are seeing the Caribbean culture being manipulated in the hands of Africans. It wouldn't be so bad if you didn't also try to sound like you're from the Caribbean with it too. Bring through the people whose culture you're using to secure radio rotation and even tour the world with. Come on now, don't be greedy, share the love. Also, can we get some Caribbean people opportunities that aren't used to perpetrate messy, unsophisticated and ignorant stereotypes? You know exactly what I'm talking about too. That point, number 10, is still very true. I remember, what was it, less than a month ago? That horrible fake, what was it, countdown, Jamaica, or Caribbean, whatever the hell that was. That supposed sketch that was just like, that did not come from a place of people that has seen us and respect us and love us. That came from, we're Black, we're gonna take aim at you because we take aim at everything. We're gonna go, and it's like, yeah, Africa and the Caribbean still aren't one. That's definitely true. And yes, a lot of what you see from from the African creators, the African entertainers, it is heavily saturated in Caribbean culture. And when I say Caribbean, I mean the entire Caribbean. But if we're gonna keep it a buck, a lot of it is replicating what they see from, or what they've seen and been around from Jamaicans. Yes, I said it. And I'm not lying with it. And I'm not saying it to be horrible or spiteful. I'm not saying it to stir nothing. The truth is the truth. And then also when it comes to when the Caribbean thing finally gets a little opening, it's always this messy, unsophisticated and ignorant stereotypes. And even when it's Caribbean like comedians and stuff being pushed through the pipeline or whatever, you notice that their content, it's almost like it's not made for Caribbean people's enjoyment. Like, there's no pride in it. It's always taking the mick out of your own culture in a way that's, it's not endearing at all. But yeah, anyway, I wanted to share this and look at this, and so I wanted to use this as a starting point for Black History Month and what I do going forwards. I've got quite a bit of content for you. Like I said, I've got more than a few topics. But yeah, I felt like that was an important starting point. If you feel I'm wrong on anything, enter the comments. Tell me exactly where I'm wrong. And yeah, let's hash it out. If you're African and you feel a way about what I just said in the last point, okay, let it be known. If you're from the Caribbean and you don't agree, let it be known. You know, if you think you've seen massive changes from the points I made in this post back then, again, happily join the comments. Let's hear it. Anyway, you already know what it is. J Mullings, Written Mirror, and I'm out.